Hello, everybody. I haven't done a What's in the Box in a while, and I figured what better time than now. I happen to be on a trip through Texas, and I just got to go to the Citadel, the flagship Games Workshop store. The cool thing about that store, and it was my first time, very impressed, is that they have all the Forge World stuff. So I was planning on ordering this anyway, which is Zolcath The Zoat. And they had their last one there, and I didn't pass it up. I couldn't pass it up. So I just want to do a quick unboxing. It's already unboxed. One of the things that happened is when I opened the package, I think someone might have had opened it already. There was a piece of tape, but some of the pieces have already come off of their molding sprues. So I just went ahead and cut all the pieces off. So what I'm going to do with this video is just show you the parts, show you the piece that came with it to give you a size idea. I think one of my concerns before ordering it and paying all that shipping from England was just to see how big it was. So I just want to give everybody an idea of the parts, how many there are, and then I'm going to stop the video, put it together, and show you the completed kit. So that's where we are. This is what comes with it. It comes in the normal blister pack, but this is the Zolcath The Zoat instruction manual and some information. So when you open this up, the stats aren't here. The stats, I guess, are in the book. I got to go look for them. I think so. But the cool stats that are there are the fluff stats. And you have a nice little story of what happened or where Zolcath came from. And I hope I'm saying it right. I probably am not. But this is what you get. So a little background, a little fluff information on the player. And then on the back, it has the build instructions. There's 16 pieces, which is quite a bit for a resin kit, which is probably why it's so expensive. There's a lot of parts to it. So let me just kind of set that off to the side right there under my floating head. And I want to kind of walk you through some of the pieces. So I went ahead and cleaned up some of them already, and it was relatively easy. The cool thing about it seems to me, Forge World's resin is pretty soft, and just using the Citadel, my trust, I love this tool, the mold scraper, mold line scraper, you can pretty much carve out any of the little bits that you need, and you can just clip off anything else. X-Acto knife, my trusty ancient X-Acto knife, for some of the other little tiny things, and I don't have my glasses on, but there were a couple little like joining bits in there, and I mean, nothing that was like hard to take off. No sanding so far. If you look, there's still just a little tiny bit in here, and they like that stuff scrapes off really easy, and the parts kind of go together pretty flawlessly. So that's kind of what I want to show is most of the 16 parts and how well I did sand some of that already, and they go together rather well. So that seam hides pretty good. I mean, you don't have to putty that at all. There's a couple little bits and parts that I found. Here's his head. Never mind my terrible manicure. But I've cleaned that up, and that goes on relatively pretty good. There's a little gap in there. There's a little gap up there that you kind of have to take care of. Nothing major, but the detail in here is really good. You got a really cool face with the ear covers. The shoulder pads are really nice. The spikes, nothing was miscast. Everything kind of came off. I got to clean that up a little there, but nothing was miscast. The points came out really well. A little bit of cleanup in there, but that's the inside. The one part that needed a little bit of cleanup more than normal was the tail. The part that I already had, where did it go? The back of this tail. I had to carve out quite a bit of that to get this tail joint to fit the right way. But it fits together now pretty good. The legs themselves go together really well too. They hide. Let's get that focused. Not going to have to do a lot of work on that either. So if you look, parts go together pretty seamlessly, which is always a plus. Now this leg always confused me when I was putting it together the first time we're looking at it. There's an outside piece where am I doing this right? No, that's the front leg. So that goes there. And then there's an armor piece that goes over it. And then this leg goes there. Okay. So that gives you an idea of just the size itself. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just going to walk you through some of these other pieces. You get, again, there's some skulls. And my nails look terrible up that close. That one, the head, the arm. You get this hand. This goes together pretty well too. Like, let me get it on there. That hides fairly easy. And it's on there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and build this. There's the skull that goes on his belt. Like a pig skull maybe or something. But some shoulder pad. No, this is the leg piece. Leg armor piece. Focus. That has a little bit, but I think it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. That's the only tip that turned out kind of weird. But I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way. Maybe. I don't know. So that's where we are. Let me go ahead and build this thing and we'll see the completed product. Okay, I've got it built. It didn't take very long. It took about 10 minutes, but that's because I already cleaned all the parts. The only part that I forgot, and I didn't really show you the last time, let's get this focused in, is there was a pretty hefty mold line down the center of his belly. So I probably need to sand on that a little more. I totally forgot about it because I was more concerned about some out of the other pieces. I got glue on my fingers. But this is it. That's the size. You kind of just see it in my hand. That's how big it ends up. Let's get a good focus. That's Zolcath The Zoat. And let me just kind of turn around. The pose, it looks, when you look at it kind of coming at you, the way it's supposed to be, where it's like shoulder blocking, it looks pretty cool. Why won't you focus on it? There we go. I like that shoulder block pose. Originally when I first saw it, because when you put it on the base, it's like, that's kind of weird. But when you look at it coming at you this way, it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty menacing. This side of it, you don't get to see in a lot of the other promotional pictures. So just want to get this, kind of do a 360 turn and see how big it is. It has a bit of heft to it. It's pretty nice. It feels good. It's a nice big piece. It's probably the biggest big guy that I can think of that I have, because I think I have most of the bigger ones. I mean, it's not Death Roller big, but it's up there. It's a nice piece. So anyway, there is Zolcath The Zoat. Again, there's the parts. Let's bring this up. The painting scheme. There he is. He's almost. It's close. That's about it. Just one quick more little detail shots. The only part that I think is lacking a bit, and you can kind of see it right there. You see in there? That, I don't know if when I cut it, I sanded something off weird, but that's going to have to get some filling done in there to make it look right. Not too bad. A little bit in some of that other spots around his neck. Putty work should be fine. The rest of the seams, especially the legs go together really nice. It's the arms that need a little bit of work, but not much. I had some trouble with the end of the tail, but I think that was more my glue getting old than anything. But yeah, that's it. That's where we are. Let's get a good focus to end. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this was What's in the Box. Take care.